Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Buford, how's everything?
Oh, man, outstanding. Yeah, you know about Buford?
I've been doing a little bit of research, so I got questions to ask. Questions. 1987, Hollywood Shuffle Bodyguard #3. How did you land that role?
Come on, somebody. Come on. I happen to know a man. I knew a man that knew a man. You know, that was just because Robert Townsend knew my funny. He knew how funny I was. And when he put his show together, thank God, he had me in mind. Because, you know, at the time, I just moved to California to do comedy. And I'd been doing street performance in Chicago. And then winter came, and wasn't nobody trying to hit no jokes on State Street in December. So I packed up everything and came to California. And I had just started doing comedy on Venice Beach when I got the call to come be in the show. And you know what? It's so cool. I don't think he even knew what part he was giving us. I think what he did is just pick the funniest comedians he could and then assign them parts. I don't think I knew what my part even was. They just said, hey, you want to be in it? And I only had one line. My line was, no, it's a muffler. But I got $1,004 plus I joined the Screen Actors Guild, so it was a beautiful thing.
It's funny how we remember those first times, huh? So let's go back a little bit. You say you started doing stand-up, street performing. Who told you that you was funny, or when did you discover you had the funny?
Folks have been telling me on funny my entire life. Even when I was a little kid, I was always doing funny stuff and pulling pranks and doing things that just brought joy. But I started as an actor first, though, in high school. And me and all my friends, two of my friends, we would do every play every year. So I really thought I was going to be a great actor. In fact, we about to find out with my new show, Highly Favored. And you want to talk about it's good to remember the first? This is the first time I am the star, the lead in a sitcom. And I've been doing this for 39 years. So this is very exciting stuff.
And you're working with so many stars, and over the years, it's not like you haven't done anything when it comes to television. It's not your first foray. Dragnet in 1989. R.C. Jones. Let's talk about that. I mean, you know, because you got film and you got television. Tell me a little bit about your first time on TV.
Well, my first time on TV actually was a contest. It was Star Search, and I won for $100,000, and then promptly gave half to the homeless. I'm still trying to get that money back, you know. And I was joking. I want them to have it. But that's my first foray in TV was that. The first time I did a sitcom was, I think it wasn't Martin. I got to Martin eventually, and I ended up being Mr. Whitaker, Gina's boss on Martin, for several seasons. But I would get a little piece. Oh, I remember the John Larroquette Show. Do you remember when John Larroquette had a comedy show?
Yep, you played Lou Friedman in one of the episodes.
Oh, my God. You are really on top of your stuff, man. And one of the guys who was in it was a black guy named Daryl Chill Mitchell. He was a regular in that. And then a few years later, he had an accident, so he was paralyzed from the waist down. And the dude worked more after he got paralyzed than anybody I even know. He's still killing it right now. He just got through doing 5 seasons on NCIS in New Orleans, and he just did my morning show last week. You know, he's just awesome. But yeah, John Larroquette, I remember that. Just a few lines was there.
But wait a second. You were on 227.
Oh, I played Rudolph the Singing Reindeer.
Guess who's not coming to? Yeah, boy. Yeah, come on now.
Guess who's not coming to dinner because Jack Hay was not coming. She had taken a plane and went to Miami. And I came in all dressed up like a reindeer with a reindeer gram. I remember that. Oh, my God. You are bringing back memories, dude.
It is funny because that was Guess Who's Not Coming to Christmas, and your last movie is Too Many Christmases. So.
Oh my gosh, it's so wow! That everything seems to be full circle. It's karma. You get it, even if you don't get it, it comes right on back around. You know.
I mean, you got skills that transfer now from, doing stand up to the streets to movies, films, and radio. What skill do you think is the most important? Is it being humble? Is it staying true to yourself? What is it?
If you give me those two to choose from, I'm gonna say humble. Humility and being humble is everything. Being kind is everything. I mean, if you could be anything in the whole wide world, why not be kind? Why not be nice to people and be humble? I'm humbled by this part because I've never been the star of a sitcom. And for me to actually be able to carry the show with these wonderful actors. I play the pastor, Pastor Michael Crawley, and my deacon. My deacon is the great Rodney Perry from the South Side of Chicago, like myself, South Side. My wife is Kiki Shepherd from Apollo, and then one of the church ladies is Melanie Camacho, who's always opening for Cat Williams out there, and she is. I mean, when I tell you these actors are brilliant, are fantastic. We even got OG Bobby Johnson. You remember South Central?
Yep.
OG Bobby Johnson comes and do a really funny and dramatic episode with me. We even got the guy who played what is his name? He was on Monique's show. Professor, what's his name? He was the minister. Oh, I can't even think his name, but anyway, the cast is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's great. And it's a story that anybody can watch. You can watch it. The grandmama can watch it with the grandkids. Mom and daddy can watch it. And it's funny and relevant. A lot of times you say, well, it's a family show. And you expect it to be, almost corny. Serene, almost. But this thing is funny, it's fast-paced, is hip, is right now. And I'm going to tell you something, humor is healing. If you can laugh through a thing, you can get through a thing. And right now, we got a lot to get through in this country. If we could take some of that off your mind for like 30 minutes, you can just be joyful and laugh, and then we've done something,
If you got a chance to speak to a young man that's walking through the public housing projects of Robert Taylor Homes, and you bump into him and you got to give him a piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say don't smoke crack. That's what I would say. Don't smoke crack. If I just had one piece of advice, And it's a funny thing. You may think I'm just saying it as a joke off the side of my face, but I'm an addict. So I smoked crack cocaine for 23 years. And as of March 1st, I have 16 years of pure sobriety. And I'm going to tell you, the thing that interfered with everything I was doing, it slowed down my life, and everything that messed up so many opportunities was getting high. And I would tell young folks, I don't care who they are. If somebody comes to you with any type of drug, that ain't your friend. You better run in the other direction as fast as you can. And don't listen to the folklore about how good it can be, because it can't be good. All it can do is take you down. So I would say don't do that. I would say focus on what your dream is. First of all, you have to have a dream. And then secondly, you got to wake up. So when we wake up, focus on that dream, man. Anything you want, you can have as long as you keep God first. If God is in the center of it, you can't lose. And one with God is a majority. That's why this show is so cool and so fly. Because it's about church life. It's about God. But it's not preachy. It don't make you feel like you don't belong. It makes you feel warm and comfortable like you with your family sitting around acting silly at the house.
Highly favored, starring the one and only Michael Colyar. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you. We ask your people to follow me. Please, folks, follow me on my very sexy webpage. It's just simply officialmichaelcolyar.com.